You know, Liberia is one of the poorest countries in the world and had suffered very badly in the war. There is a population of almost 3.5 to 4 million people, and the unemployment rate is anything from 70 to 80%. They want to develop very quickly, and that's where we come in. We create infrastructure, we create jobs, we pay taxes, and the government has money for development. Our starting of production is a signal that Liberia is back on tracks.
All Liberians are anxious, we can't wait to see it. Certainly that is the stimulant to our economic development process. As a result of that, the holes will be late, first blast to start the process of mining. And this is quite a big stimulant for our economic processes. What is evolving naturally as a natural phenomenon is this whole idea of corporate social responsibility. The basic environment must be improved. We want to make sure we enhance the happiness of the people. How can you do it without having responsible corporate entities, corporate bodies that will share the vision of the people?
When we started, the railroad was in a very, very deplorable condition. We have what we call the make-a-rail, some makeshift carts that were being used on the railroad by commuters to transport the goods from one location to the other, because the roads were so terrible. Now that the company has been here for the past 4 years, they've managed to recondition most of the farm to market roads. It's bringing in a lot of economic activities, not only by employing people, but they also sell goods and services to the people in the Yekepa community. And once you give people these basic utilities, you give them good roads, they're able to develop themselves. Most of the villagers are unskilled workers. Quite a few of them are now full employees of ArcelorMittal. You try to put some skills in them that they can also use, and then they can be officially employed by the company.
In 10 years' time, some of us will not be here, and you see the place being run by locals. And that is what I'm actually bent to do. We're just about a few kilometers from the Guinea border. Extend it, and it can be a transcontinental railway line.
We are the first company to pay people compensation when they are relocated from areas that are in close proximity to our operations. We are the first company to do a full-fledged ESIA. ESIA, the Environmental Social Impact Assessment.
The Nimba region in which we're located, which is situated in a place called Yekepa, is a unique landscape, given that it has significant body of species. We've brought in some of the most premier scientists in the world to study these places, study the animals, and to give us a mitigation plan that we've submitted to the government, which has been approved, and now we've gotten a license to operate in that area.
We spend a lot of time looking at the river, trying to find out the present conditions of the river, trying to find out that we can be able to predict the impact that we may have on the river when the mining starts. It's quite essential because of the level of biodiversity within the forest. When they did the last studies, we found out there were 746 different species of butterflies. I mean, that's immense.
Although this area is owned by ArcelorMittal, we have maybe 5,000 inhabitants who do not work for or have any associations with Mittal, but Mittal still takes care of them. Almost 50% of the cases we see in the hospitals results from malaria or malaria complications. My goal and my passion is to see this area go back to having no malaria cases. I believe that it can happen, and so that's what I'm working on.
And as more people get employed, we expect to see more kids in school, and the living standard of the people that live in the concession and nearby villages. We expect it to also improve economically. ArcelorMittal is giving full support to the school system, and that helps us to move forward.
I see the future to be bright in the future because I know that ArcelorMittal will do more for us. As I'm looking at it, we pray that they help us.
We're seeing people are happy with what's going on. They're actually smiling when they're coming to work. People are taking more interest in the progress that's happening. I get asked probably 4 or 5 times a day, when are the locos arriving? When are the locos arriving? This railway line has been deserted for 20 years. Nothing's been working on this railroad. Now that we have a lot of equipment going up and down and at speed, so people have to be aware of their safety, their children's safety, their community's safety. We're going to start training the local Liberian people in how to operate, how to test trains, all facets of a railway. Once we bring those people in and get them trained up, then we'll be ready for any challenge. I think my future legacy when I leave Liberia will be that people know how to run a railway, run it safely and very efficiently.
Yay! When you are in difficult situations sometimes, and when you put all the right people together and collaboration of everybody, you can do miracles. We raise their level of conscience on safety and on working methods and on productivity to another step. So of course the next phase of this project will not experience all these difficulties and will take the labor force from there and bringing them to another level, which I believe is good for the country.
The road is going to be built in Nimba County, and the length of the road is 66 kilometers. The majority of workforce is going to be Liberians, probably over 500 employees. For a long time, projects of this type have been given to consultants from Europe, from Asia, and from Americas. And it's really very important that Liberian company have been selected at this point in time to implement this project. It's a plus for each and every one of us. It's an honor.
Hooking up with a world-class mining company like ArcelorMittal, I mean, it's a blessing in disguise.
This is no small project. This will last for many, many years.
As responsible business, I would say that we want to maintain peace, we want to work in harmony, and we want to make sure that we employ as many people as possible.
It's good for us, it's good for the company, it's good for the citizens, it's good for even the government of Liberia. So we see a great future as long as we can maintain the peace.